I'm just going to mention it and leave you hanging.
Hello, everyone. We're on.
Oh, hey, we're on. Welcome. I don't even have my chair situated yet.
Welcome.
That's how professional I am.
We are professionals. Welcome.
We are.
This is On the Haunt.
It's still daylight out, so I could see your cue that you were giving me. That we were going to do that together.
Yes,
hey, I'm Amy.
Hey, I'm Whitney. What's
Welcome.
up with you? What are y'all doing? Where are you going?
Yeah.
Are you for a walk, or are you driving to work, or
Get your AirPods
you're
in?
just trying to
What's
ignore
going
your
on?
kids? That's fine.
Yeah, we got
We
it.
understand. Amy, what's been new with you?
Oh, same old for the most part. I bought a car this week.
You did.
My twins are turning 16 next week.
I can't believe it.
Which is insane.
It's really
so I did it all by myself. Like, met with someone from a buy-sell trade thing.
Yikes.
Didn't get murdered.
No, you did. You SSDGM'd.
I
for
did.
Sure.
Got a super cute little slug bug
Aw.
for my daughter because we already have a truck for my son.
So cute.
And
So cute.
The insurance premiums are going to be the death of me.
So please
what's
buy some
scary.
merch.
Yes. What a great segue.
To our merch.
Whitney has been working very tirelessly on our website and putting links to
Yes.
things like our merch.
Yes.
Links to... What else did you say? I
Other
don't know. I
things.
can't. I told her I can barely update my profile picture on Instagram.
So the website, I'm just not a website creator, so I'm doing the best I can. But anyway, there is a link on there now to our merch store. It's so great. It says On the Haunt official merchandise. It's hilarious.
Because we're so official.
We're super official. So we've got our Bathsheba Trifling shirts on there if you are interested. And then just kind of like some OG On the Haunt shirts with just our logo on them. If you have any ideas for merch or like something funny that we've said that you would like love on a shirt, let me know. We can do anything. It's really personalized.
It is.
If you'd like your name on a shirt with our logo, we can do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just tell us. What do you want? Sorry, I'm getting aggressive.
Yeah. We know nothing about
We don't.
T-shirt design or anything else. We just know how to click a button where other people do that for us.
I need like someone that can make artwork or something, I don't know. Anyway. Okay. This is for off the air.
Yeah,
off the air talk. Let's see what else. Website's up. On the website too, there's a listen tab and it has all the places where you can find us. You have already found us because you're listening, but you can share that with your friends and get everyone to listen, rate, review, and subscribe and follow, please.
Yes, please. I feel like our reviews have kind of stalled out. So
please, we need you. We need you so much.
As per mentioned at the previous episode, Apple took away all of our
what a bunch of jerks.
reviews because we went on a hiatus.
Yes.
So
sorry,
get
Apple.
back on there.
There was a pandemic. Yeah. Okay, Amy had cancer.
Yes,
you guys are
cut
rude.
us some slack. But Drew the plumber,
got you. We see you. Oh, it was so sweet. We should read it. Oh God.
We'll pull it up in a little bit.
Okay.
We don't have to.
Yeah. Okay.
When one of us is reading, we'll do it because we can never find.
No, we
anything
can't.
When we are.
No, we can't. But Drew, you're so sweet. It is like so nice of you. Yeah. So
we appreciate you.
Okay, I found it.
Okay, that's never happened.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Here it is. Nope.
Is it though? Okay.
Well, there it is. Okay, I had to click more. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to read this from Drew the Plumber. Are you ready?
Yes.
I love this podcast. I found it while looking for a new paranormal podcast to listen to and fell in love. These ladies make it fun to listen and learn about ghosts. We, the people, are here for the long haul, and we can't wait for the next episode. Love Drew the Plumber! Drew!
That is I'm going
to cry.
Love letter I've ever received.
It really is.
And he's like, whoa, back it up. This is weird. Not what that was.
Samantha
remove my review. I'm not in love with you, you psycho. You wear like wart remover bandages on your finger.
Whitney hasn't washed her hair in a week.
Amy is not far behind.
We're gross.
All the dry shampoo. Sorry, Drew.
Thank you.
Please accept our apologies also.
Sincere thank yous. Anyway, that got weird, and let's move on to the story.
Okay, yeah.
Amy, go first. Please.
Okay, I will go
God,
first.
take this somewhere.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Jesus, take it and take it away. Like, there's, again, no numbers.
I don't.
What does that mean? Anyway.
I don't know. Our counter on our recording software
has weird lines.
Like hieroglyphics. We don't know what's going
on. Opening my Diet Sun Drop. Today for lunch I had Funyuns and Mountain Dew, okay? Oh. I'm barely an adult.
And I'm sure the people appreciate you holding that right next to the microphone when you open it.
Sorry, Chris.
But at least she did it before I started telling my story.
I just need some caffeine, okay?
Okay. We're just like talking over each other.
We're ridiculous.
We're insane. Okay. So my topic tonight is the disappearance of Granger Taylor.
No idea what that is, but good. I can't wait.
I'm so glad.
Okay.
I first heard about this on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, which love.
I love Unsolved Mysteries. The new or the old?
The new.
The new is good.
And I can't remember if I saw it on like the new, like on Netflix, or if I also listened to their podcast, which is amazing.
Okay.
So I may have heard it on there too.
Didn't even know they had one.
But I don't reference wherever because I don't even remember if I watched it or listened to it. But I just know there. It stuck with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a really good one. So my sources are Vice.com. Mm-hmm. And I think it's an article on Vice.com by someone named Tyler Hooper. Or maybe Tyler Hooper I found something by him somewhere else.
But also Tyler Hooper is involved.
You're both getting credit.
There you go, Tyler.
You're one or two things.
Accept it, Tyler.
And Mysterious Universe.
Of course.
You can always count on that. So here we go. The disappearance of Granger Taylor.
Is that a person?
Yeah, isn't that a great
Granger
name?
Is an awesome name.
So Granger Ormond Taylor was born on October 7th, 1948 on Vancouver Island. Canada, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, they could have included that in here.
I mean, I shouldn't say yes so confidently either.
Vancouver Island.
Sure, it's got to be.
Arkansas.
It's got to be Canada.
Yeah, it's got to be. When he was a young boy, his father drowned in an accident during the family cabin on Horn Lake. That has nothing to do with the story.
But it's just horrible.
It is. Maybe it just kind of talks about or put that in there to, I don't know.
It's really sad.
Why his personality was what it was.
Oh.
No, it's good.
Oh.
We're like, why can't I just read?
I don't know. I don't know where we're going
here. I don't know where we're going, and it's my story.
Where are we going?
Okay, so
I'm alarmed.
Granger grew up to be a stocky and strong guy. And this is important because he's kind of, you know how a lot of times you have those people whose personalities and their stature and stuff, it's almost like an oxymoron, you know?
It's like that guy from Of Mice and Men.
Yes.
Who is, I can't think of his name.
No.
Toby.
I'm getting all my
but he was like
very mixed up.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway.
So he grew up to be a stocky and strong guy. He can be seen throwing friends around a wrestling ring and family photo albums.
Okay. Wow. I like how they're family parties.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that in some...
They actually own a wrestling ring? Ring?
I
said rink.
I can only assume it was, kind of like a sheet
blow up
kind of thing. No, not that fancy. He was born in 1948. They don't think they had inflatable wrestling rings then.
It's just like a bouncy castle.
Yeah. Which, whatever, I don't know. My family album's probably full of that kind of stuff too.
I'm sure.
That was just because I was full of rage as a child.
Were you?
Probably.
No way.
You know my story. Okay, moving on. This is not therapy. However, his personality was in complete contrast to his large stature. He was very shy and quiet, and this kind of annoys me. Some people refer to him as eccentric. I hate when people do that. Like, just because you have your own personality,
right?
You're supposed to be unique and individual. Right. I hate when people... And I feel like when people use the word eccentric too, they're like, oh, they're weird.
Yeah, it's another word for weird.
Yeah, sorry.
In
that
reality,
was a trigger for me.
Clearly. But eccentric to me means like, I don't know, I can't even think of an example. They keep their toothbrush in a weird place, or, again, I'm referring to it as weird.
What? Like, what would you consider a weird place where someone would keep their toothbrush now?
Like next to your bed. I don't know. What am I?
Well, maybe you wake up in the middle of the night. You know, sometimes.
What am I saying?
You breathe through your mouth, and then your mouth gets all yucky, and you get just.
Please move on. I don't know what I'm saying.
Okay,
the words coming out of my mouth.
So Taylor dropped out of school sometime around grade 8.
Okay.
Which is sad.
But typical for the 40s.
But even though he dropped out around 8th grade, no one really knows for certain how far he made it in school, but they're just estimating it was roughly somewhere around there. He began working for local mechanics, and he became infatuated with machines. And it wasn't very long before all the people that knew him realized, like, he was really brilliant when it came to fixing things. Like, he could take things apart and put them back together, which is incredibly impressive.
Yeah.
Because I bought, I'm always talking about my stupid robot vacuums. Well, my animal sheds so much that I'm just like, I have to unload the little canister things every 5 minutes with those. So I bought like an upright shark pet hair vacuum.
Yes.
So I did a once over with it the day I got it. And of course the canister was completely full of hair. And I got the canister off. I never got the stupid canister back on.
So you're the opposite of Granger.
I'm the opposite of Granger Taylor. So I'm incredibly impressed with his ability to be able to do that.
Well, it's just cool when you see people who can do things like that. It takes a certain kind of mind,
The people are like, shut up about your vacuum.
The people.
By his mid-teens, he had restored, this is kind of cool, some of the projects he worked on. He restored a one-cylinder car.
Didn't know that's a thing.
No. Overhauled a bulldozer that he used to help neighbors with construction projects.
What?
Sweet.
Like what, though?
It says an odd job. I don't know. Like, hey Granger.
I need my house bulldozed down. What do you use a bulldozer?
Well, I mean, at this point, it was probably like, the 1960s?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, so by his mid-teens. I can't math. I don't know.
50s.
50s. What would there
Same
be to both? Hey, I don't think we're going to need that, what do they call those things? When there was wars?
Outhouse?
No.
Bomb shelter?
Yeah, we don't need that bomb shelter anymore.
You should have saved it for COVID.
You should have. Or the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
Like, it's so many uses. Where was I? A guy that knew him, Keller. I don't know what his first name was.
Maybe
it's
it was
important. He says in my book, he was a genius, and he had helped Granger restore a kitty hawk. I don't know what that is.
Airplane?
I think it's a plane.
I feel like it's a plane.
Maybe I think it's kind of like what the Wright brothers.
Like a one-cylinder.
Did the Wright brothers invent a plane, or did they just fly?
Yes.
Yeah. Why do I talk about stuff I have no?
I could sit here and give it a goog, as Jillian Pensavalli says, but
listen, I was just impressed that I pieced together a story. I need to really really read these. So in 1969, while he was still in his early 20s, he painstakingly plowed a trail through over half a mile of dense forest in order to get to the remains of a locomotive that had been abandoned during the Great Depression and was just left there to rot. And I'm like, what?
Why?
Okay.
He just wants to...
I already have a problem with people who litter. Like, you're just leaving a locomotive
well, I guess a good movement.
in the forest. But
was it on train tracks?
Tear it down or something to... I'm assuming... I mean, how else? Granger was so strong and stocky. He picked it up and moved it.
Well,
no.
I mean, maybe they just... I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, well...
Read the next sentence.
Its tracks and drive shafts have been scavenged.
Oh, people.
Back in World War II, and so a tangle of trees had grown through its rusted frame.
Oh, so he fixed it and then what? Drove it around?
Well, he extricated the engine from the almost impenetrable. There, did I say that?
You got it.
I blinked out the syllables at you. Sorry about that. That was probably real uncomfortable for you.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I need to just start wearing sunglasses when I do
we
this.
make awkward eye contact?
We really do.
I don't know what to look at while you're
bobbing towards each other today. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know where to look. I don't want to watch you as you're reading, though.
Well, and I just told you how uncomfortable I am when people stare at my chest. So it's like you're probably super self-conscious about that right now. You're just staring at my beautiful T-shirt of Aaliyah.
I'm just gonna look down at my own iPad and not look at you. I just don't know where to look. I feel real awkward today.
It is, which is funny because we've been like best friends for 100 years.
I know, and I've saw you like 50 times today already, but I feel so weird. And I'm just
anyway. I mean, I love how after I left your house the other day, paused everyone.
Paused to poop.
My daughter and I took Whitney's kids swimming the other day. And so I get there to pick them up. And Whitney's just standing there minding her own business. And I'm like, I just lift up my swimsuit cover. I'm like, look at my high-waisted bikini. It's so high. I may strangle myself on it. And after I left, I'm like, why don't I do that?
Well,
that would not have been a good time for you. Like...
What? Looking at your high-waisted...
Yeah, just everything.
Do you mean
about
physically
that.
a time, or like it could have been an enjoyable experience?
Both, probably. It was approximately 11 a.m. Never a good time to be flashed.
I didn't think twice about it. I really
but
did
I'm just
it.
like, I am so comfortable with you. That is where I don't even think about. Okay.
I didn't think twice about it.
Back to the locomotive.
I just keep looking at your pin, which is the weirdest color.
It really is. It's like, well, I had a whole
like
beautiful
burnt
set of flare pins, and the only one left. No, it's the color of poop.
It's like burnt orange.
It's poop. That is poop.
It's who would want that?
Well, that's why I have it. It's no one ever wanted to use it, so it's the
one that's
the
left.
flare pin.
Got it.
Left,
I've just never. Okay. Anyway,
I love flare pins. If anyone ever wants to send me a gift. I'm not giving you my address, so good luck getting it to me, but, whatever.
Carry a pigeon.
Yes. Okay, so the locomotive, he got it out.
What?
I don't know.
Where is this going? I'm so
It's going somewhere, I swear. It's going to take a paranormal turn.
Okay. With the it was a haunted locomotive.
That would be amazing. Kind of like the Polar Express, except... just with ghosts.
That movie was so frightening, though. The Tom Hanks.
You've
made
done better work.
Poor decision.
Yes. Loved you as Mr. Rogers, so that was amazing. Okay.
So he was
able to get the locomotive out, and he managed to drag it back to his parents' residence.
What?
And it says
by hand?
I'm assuming with his bulldozer or something.
Oh, good call.
But I think this is kind of funny. It's a site that had gained the affectionate title of Sleepy Hollow Museum.
Oh.
Due in no small part to the fact that the overgrown yard was riddled with old tractors, his bulldozer, train parts, dilapidated cars, and steam pots from donkey engines. I don't know what any of that means.
Steam pots?
Is that like the thing on Goop?
What?
Like Gwyneth Paltrow's like steam.
Where are we going here with
I don't know.
Gwyneth Paltrow's
But what's it got to
website?
do with donkeys? I don't know.
Weird scented candles. Why?
Anyways, so that's why they called it the Sleepy Hollow Museum, because he had all this stuff that
He just had weird
found
stuff
while he
there.
was out exploring.
Okay.
So I guess basically
He is
my
kind
yard,
of eccentric.
my yard's becoming the Sleepy Hollow Museum. I have 3 teenagers.
Yes.
All about of the driving age. I just keep collecting vehicles. It's great. In less than 2 years, with nothing more than his... I love this. I'm clearly quoting this word for word. Thank you, Vice. Or Tony
Toby
Hawk or whatever
Hawk.
your name was.
Tony Hawk.
I don't know what it was. I'd have to scroll.
We already said it. It's fine.
And can we also talk about the fact that I'm doing my story on my iPad tonight and not
hello.
paper?
Amy is on her iPad. 2021. It has antimicrobial coating. That is very 2021.
I just didn't want to spring for a new ink cartridge for my printer.
No, and
These are
we're
so
saving
expensive.
trees.
We are.
It's fine.
So in less than 2 years, with nothing more than his intellect, moxie, tools, freight car trucks, and power transmission components at his disposal, he managed to restore the locomotive to its former glory. In 1973, the province of British Columbia purchased the steam engine and sent it out to tour with the museum train. Train museum, maybe?
Well, maybe they had a train that was also a museum.
Maybe, could be.
Which is cool.
Before putting it on display at the BC Forest Discovery
Way to
Center.
go, Granger.
So, really cool.
His
And
name Granger,
it doesn't
right?
say it here,
Like
but
Hermione?
feel like I read it somewhere else that like they paid him like $10,000 or something for it.
Wow.
So.
Which in that time was...
Yeah, for something he just found in the woods, like a piece of junk.
He had to put money into it to fix it, though. So hopefully he made some.
It wasn't long before the introspective and unassuming Taylor transformed from an awkward boy. Oh, we already know he had a big growth spurt, but it says he was 6'3" tall and 240 pounds.
It's a big guy.
So a lot of people called him Gentle Ben, but I'm like, well, that's not his name.
It would be Gentle Granger.
Yes. Although his body changed, his mind remained focused on understanding the nature of motion technology, and his next passion would be for machines that were capable of flight. Oh, here, we're talking about the Kitty Hawk again. Maybe if I had read this ahead, or if I had done a better copy-paste job, I would have aligned the topics. I did not get over it.
We're people.
People, not Whitney. I would never speak to you that way. Taylor,
I'm offended.
Oh, this is impressive. Oh. I swear to God, I read these things, so I put them in there. I just forget. It's been a while.
My favorite part of our podcast is you being so surprised by your own story.
He got his pilot's license.
Way to go, Granger.
He only made it to 8th grade and got his pilot's license.
I know, and he's so big. I feel like, don't pilots need to be kind of small?
Yeah.
Smaller?
I don't know. He wasn't. He's defying the laws of physics.
Again, I don't know anything.
Gentle Bernie is on it, or whatever it was. So he got his pilot's license and bought a vintage Kitty Hawk warplane.
I mean, what?
Yeah, which he restored. For 2 years, the airplane was displayed outside a store on the Island Highway until it was sold to a restored vintage aircraft from Manitoba in 1981 for $20,000.
Oh my gosh.
Way to go, Granger.
Granger, you're making some dough.
So his parents, Jim and Grace, which I know it said his dad died, but I do remember from...
He's back alive!
That's his stepdad.
Okay.
So I do remember that. They put the money in his bank account, which makes...
Why would they have?
Yeah, so I don't know. It almost sounds like he was incredibly brilliant when it came to all things mechanical and restoration stuff, but maybe not so much...
Money.
Things like...
Opening a bank account.
Your banking on your own.
Yeah. Needed some help. That's okay.
He left the other $10,000 untouched before his inexplicable departure.
Oh, gosh.
While Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, great movie, clearly intrigued
Never
Taylor.
seen it.
What? Gosh.
I haven't. It doesn't seem appealing. Who's in it?
John Candy.
Okay, I do like John Candy.
Yeah, he was amazing. And
rest in peace.
crap, what's his name? What can I think?
Is Goldie Hawn in it? I'm thinking of Overboard.
Yeah, that's Kurt Russell. Do you know who John Candy is?
Yes, he's from Home Alone.
Okay, I'm gonna move on.
He's the guy in the band.
Oh yeah, He's in Home Alone. You're right.
Okay.
Okay.
You're like, no, that's Macaulay Culkin.
True story. Did you see he's a father now?
Macaulay Culkin? Macaulay.
Yeah. Don't ask.
Child stars. I just feel bad for them. Moving on. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Okay, that clearly intrigued him when he was young, but it wasn't long.
The movie?
No. Actual planes, trains, and automobiles.
Got it.
It wasn't long before he was able to understand their functions and became a master of their assembly. And he became bored with those.
Yeah, he's like over it.
So always seeking something new to test his vast intellect and mechanical prowess, the now respected craftsman turned his attention to a new challenge.
UFOs.
The seemingly unsolvable question of how UFOs could perform all of the aerial things that they are able to perform.
Okay.
That, you get from like eyewitness
accounts. In here.
You know how you always hear they can hover, they have no sound.
They go
can
up, down, over.
Up, down, zigzag, do all these things that any kind of aircraft that we have here on Earth is unable to do.
Okay, well that's interesting.
So he became incredibly fascinated with those. So his attention from fixing things and being a mechanic, and he still has that, but rather than like heavy machinery and airplanes and those kind of things, now he's like, okay, I'm really fascinated with UFOs. I want to know what makes them work.
But what did he do in order, because there aren't UFOs to study.
Well,
okay. sure you're getting there.
I think he read a lot, first
Okay.
of all, which I can totally respect.
Oh, yeah.
But he built himself
Is that your foot?
a sanctuary beneath the lofty fir trees not far from his house that he shared with his parents. So he continued to live with his parents all through adulthood. And it was a place that we become known as Granger's Flying Saucer. And here's a little picture of it.
Oh my God, it's so cute.
Isn't that cute?
It has a lightning bolt.
It kind of looks like an Instapot. But it's super cute.
It also has like is that a chimney? Smokestack?
Well, during the later portion of the 70s, according to his stepfather,
We'll post that picture.
he spent over half a year constructing and welding a life-size replica of a flying saucer out of just spare parts he had found. So again, and I love that. That's very eco-friendly.
It is.
You were ahead of your time,
He
Granger
really
Taylor.
was. And he's just using what he has. That's
Yes.
something, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but like that's so lost in now,
Yeah.
like using what you have. It's like, no, I need to buy something new or,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
way to be.
Yeah. Great job.
So
Love you, man.
some guy wrote a book in 1985. Douglas Curran, Curran, I don't know.
Okay.
And it was called In Advance of the Landing, Full Concepts of Outer Space. He described Granger as building a spaceship out of 2 satellite receiving dishes. So think back, the 70s, like those giant.
Oh, yeah. I think my
satellites
grandparents
where
still had one of those
Yeah.
before they moved away, but that's hilarious.
and outfitted it with a television, a couch, and a wood-burning stove. So that is a chimney.
Huh.
He became obsessed with finding out how UFOs are powered, and he would spend hours just sitting in his little UFO.
It's so cute.
And a lot of times he'd even sleep there. So it's
I
just
would. It's like
for
a
sure.
cool
Yeah.
clubhouse fort situation.
There was an article published in March of 1985 in the Times Colonist titled "Is Vanished Sun Adrift in Space?" where journalist Derek Sedenius described the decrepit state of the once cherished haven. So after I'm gonna get to a point where he disappears, and so then after he had disappeared, people really started taking an interest in him, and a lot of people started writing about what had happened with him. So his little thing that he had built, after he was gone, obviously
Took on a life of its own, like people being
kind of
interested
did,
in
and
it.
it wasn't. Well, people didn't upkeep it or take care of it like he had. So this is how this
Sad, 'cause
journalist
people could still
described it.
visit it.
Right. The silver spaceship sits on metal pillars under the trees at Jim and Grace Taylor's farm near Duncan. Its aluminum plate ramp door is ajar and broken. The Taylors suspect from children playing. I mean, well, of course.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa,
I would play.
UFO. But inside, the large old sofa, pot-bellied stove, and plywood sleeping ledge are much the way their son Granger had left them. The furnished saucer swiftly became Taylor's home away from home. And once he got settled into his new refuge, he embarked on what would be his first stages of his research and development. R&D. Way to go, Granger. Since he obviously had no access to
Top secret
UFO,
files.
he began his research by collecting any books that he could get his hands on. Which, in the 70s, I mean, that would, I would
Probably
imagine.
not too many.
Well, I don't know.
maybe.
I feel like there probably was quite a bit of.
Yeah, because Roswell was
literature
what,
out
like
there
in the
then.
50s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I bet it was some real interesting reads, but I think you could probably get your hands
pretty
on those.
exaggerated, maybe.
So he entrenched himself.
yeah.
And basically just stayed in his little UFO that he had built round the clock, trying to understand like the ins and outs of what would make a UFO work.
Yeah.
Like realistically, what
would
could
do it?
happen to make this thing be airborne
Yeah.
and do the maneuvers that
just
UFOs have
hover.
been reported
Yeah.
to do. So I love how I just keep bouncing back and forth from things he's doing
It's
to
fine.
disappearing. I
He's
don't
not here
actually
anymore.
talk about.
Do you talk about the
I
disappearance?
will. Yes,
Okay.
I think. Please, please tell me I put that in. It's a really important part of the story. But I can't guarantee that I do.
Is this your shorter
This
story?
is a shorter story. God, please. Well, I think I remember some stuff if I didn't put
It's
anything. in
fine.
there.
It's fine. You're doing
that just
great.
talks about after he disappeared, his parents held on to all his books and stuff.
Yeah, of
about
course
that.
they would.
It says it wasn't long, though, before this new hobby transformed into a full-fledged obsession.
Oh, yeah.
When he went out socially, the topic of
Oh,
spaceships.
no. This is us. This is me and
always
Amy socially in public. We're at the bar. We sidle up to someone. Hey,
Yes.
you want to talk about Yetis?
And his friends were like,
Bigfoots.
he's always going to bring up
yes.
UFOs. So
Just expect
if
it.
you don't want to talk about it, go eat somewhere else.
Right.
Like, if you see him walk through the door,
Avert your eyes.
just tell Alice to cancel your order at Mel's Diner, good old 70s sitcoms, and
Or
go
just
somewhere
talk to
else.
him about UFOs.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
Yeah, but don't make fun of him.
No.
Which
No.
I just
I'm sure that happened.
today is what, July 10th-ish or so?
9th?
I don't know. We're not far out from the 4th of July
Ninth?
is what I'm getting
Ish.
at. So obviously I rewatched
Independence Day, what an
over the 4th
American
of July
classic.
weekend. So I kind of think of, what's his name?
Will Smith?
No, what's the Quaid guy? Randy Quaid?
Randy
Is it
Quaid.
his character in that where he's, was like,
That's
I was
the-
abducted by everyone.
It's this
UFOs,
guy.
And everyone was making
Yes.
fun of him. But then he saved planet Earth. So
Yeah.
There.
So Granger
jerks.
is may come back and save planet Earth.
Yes.
Is Granger dead?
No one knows.
Okay.
So when he was
God.
on his little makeshift cot, not coffin. I started to say coffin. No, he did not make himself a coffin. He had a cot. But like, what makes it a makeshift cot? Aren't all cots makeshift?
Oh, pretty
cots?
maybe.
So he was just like, hey, chilling on his cot in his UFO, and he claims that he had telepathic contact with an alien that was from beyond the Milky Way.
Okay.
So, for anyone who studied ufological, particularly contactee lore, it's considered to be pretty common to have even though it's exceedingly difficult to prove, to have occurrences where human beings and aliens have that type of
I don't like that.
contact with one another.
I don't like that at all. Because it's so, like, unprovoked and just,
Yeah.
like... And it makes you wonder, like, obviously mental illness is real. 100%.
Right.
But if you're just hearing voices in your head that are aliens talking to you, someone might think that you have a mental illness and maybe you're just having aliens talking.
Yeah.
Or maybe you do have mental illness.
Well, it could be.
It's just, like, so scary.
It really is. But one of his close personal friends that knew him really well said that he said when it happened, he was lying in bed
On his
cot.
Makeshift. Got it.
And when he got the mental communications from another galaxy, but he couldn't see anything. I said, they can't just be mental, but he said it was like they were talking, but just to him and just to his mind. So it wasn't like, he was aware that it wasn't like voices happening outside. He realized if someone else were in the room with me right now, they would not be hearing this conversation.
And how would you know that? It's so weird. Like, well, obviously I've never experienced that, so I can't.
And so Granger, being Granger, was like, okay. He started asking them questions about how they powered their crafts.
Okay.
Because that's really what he's interested in. And the only thing that they would tell him was that it was magnetic.
Which you hear all the time in UFO lore.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting.
So a few days after that, he informed his friend that the disembodied voice had visited him again in his little his UFO that he built. His cute little Instapot.
They're like, you're one of us.
But this time, the aliens invited him to go on a trip through the solar system.
No.
He explained he wouldn't be informed until the end of the month.
Whether he was selected from the lottery?
Well, no, he knew he was going, but they would not disclose, like, the location of where they were going to pick him up. He referred to it as the rendezvous. And it would only be revealed to him.
Granger is so awesome.
And they said they would only reveal that to him right before so that he couldn't tell anyone where the location was going to be. And they also asked him, please do not divulge any of this information that we're sharing with you even right now with any of your family or friends.
He did that.
Yes.
Well, how would you not? Wouldn't you tell one person where the rendezvous is?
Yeah, for sure. So despite the fact
Would
that
you go to that? Like, let's say all of that was happening. No, I'd be so freaking scared. So freaking scared.
Yeah, I would too. So despite the fact that his friends had no idea when or where this was going to happen, he made no pretense at concealing his excitement about it. He was like, I'm going on this journey. This is going to be so cool. I cannot wait. I hope I hear from them soon about when this is going to take place. And so most of his friends thought his overreaction was just like an overreaction to like a weird nightmare or something they had. But it says they thought it was just a manifestation of his eccentricity. Again, quit. But they humored him, so that's good. At least no one was really. It doesn't sound like anyone was picking him, so that makes me happy.
Yes,
Everybody thought it was just like a dream that he had, so they weren't saying he's being crazy. He's having these crazy thoughts. We really do believe like he had this dream and he thinks it's real. Because they said that was just kind of the kind of person that he was.
Yeah.
So, where am I? Oh, so about a week before he disappeared.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously, he disappeared. I've only mentioned it 500,000 times.
Well, or a week before he went to somewhere outside the Milky Way.
This is so cute. It says he took a bunch of his buddies out for a ruckus night on the town that was intended to be a sort of going away party.
He doesn't seem afraid at all.
Hey, I get that. Before my breast cancer surgery, I had a Tata to my Tatas party. Yeah, I did. I had the cutest little cupcakes. They look like boobies. It was so fun.
Boobies.
It wasn't. I mean, that was fun.
Right. Breast cancer, not
surgery,
fun.
not so much. Yeah, breast cancer, not a good time.
Not cool.
Don't advise it. So on Friday, November 28th, the evening before what would be considered by many to be Taylor's last night on Earth.
Oh my gosh.
The young man entered his stepfather Jim's bedroom and had a long discussion with him. He expressed his affection and gratitude for all the man had done for him over the years, which is so sweet. And his stepdad was just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, what are you doing, Granger?
And his mom wasn't on hand to speak with him as she was in Hawaii taking the first vacation she'd had in years. So,
she didn't know her son was about to leave the galaxy.
No, she did not. Or maybe she would have
come on.
I'm going to
cut that short. Or spring for a collect call or something.
So she would.
Oh, what is sad. That's so sad,
she would always regret not being there.
She probably can never go to Hawaii again. Just terrible memories.
It's ruined it
she sees a lei and she's like,
or one of those little like hula girls on your windshield.
Yes.
She's like, oh, Granger.
It's so sad.
I don't even know. She may not even be alive anymore. I don't know.
Probably not.
R.I.P. Granger mom. Without the knowledge of his parents or friends, he prepared 2 wills with detailed instructions as to how his parents should distribute his possessions.
Aww.
Interestingly, though, the word deceased was scratched out on the wills and replaced with the word departed. So he's
legit.
He's
expecting to just
incredibly
depart.
Serious about this. This isn't a joke to him. So at about 6 p.m. on that Saturday night, he entered Bob's Grill for dinner. Of course he did. I imagine Bob's Grill is the only place to get dinner.
I would go there. It sounds great.
It's in the town of Duncan, if anyone's interested.
Duncan.
I don't know, but hey, Duncan, Canada, maybe Canada.
Duncan, Canada. What's like the province?
That's not how Canada works.
Nope, it's like saying St. Louis, United States. That's great. I don't know all the provinces of Canada. That's embarrassing.
Well, I feel like it said somewhere.
Didn't we just talk about being dumb about Canada last episode?
It just said
Duncan, Canada.
Like the actual name of the
British Columbia or... Anyway, I don't know.
So he goes in Bob's Grill.
Yeah,
Duncan, Canada. That's what I'm calling it. Take it or leave it.
She is doubling down.
I am. His appearance raised no eyebrows, as he was just like a regular diner there. You know, everybody goes to Bob's Grill.
He wasn't wearing like a silver suit or something.
No. So the last person to come forward to admit seeing him, like actually having eyes on him before he disappeared, was someone who was working in the kitchen. Her name was Linda Barron. She would later tell authorities she had seen him enter and dine by himself, but was unable to recall if anyone had tried to engage in a conversation with him. She did remember what he was wearing, especially considering that as bright as everyone knew he clearly was not prepared for an oncoming storm. So they're like, he's really, really smart. He knows, he's lived here his whole life. He knows a lot about weather.
And there was
a really bad
thunderstorm
storm coming in. So she remembered he wore a brown knitted sweater, zipped up front, a black t-shirt, jeans, and logger boots. I think it's a snowstorm coming.
Oh.
He didn't have his winter coat. Strangely,
oh no.
Granger discovered the coat. Jim, stepdad, discovered the coat a couple days later inside the sturdy doghouse that Granger had built for his dog lady. Oh, that's so cute. So I don't know why. I guess maybe he put it in there to keep his dog warm. He's like, where I'm going, I don't need this.
But
so
how do you know that, Granger? You
it might be cold beyond the Milky Way.
I mean, how do you pack?
You don't.
You just don't know what to expect.
She testified that he paid his bill and left the restaurant around.
Testified? Is there like a court?
Well, I think maybe to like the police. Okay. I don't know. Or no, what do they call them?
Witness?
The mounted.
Royal Mounted RMPM? Royal Mounted
Puma? Are you saying Puma?
Police.
Yeah. Whatever law enforcement is in Duncan, Canada. I'm going to keep saying it. Maybe she testified to them. I don't know.
Well, yeah, okay. I was just wondering, I'm like, was there charges brought against somebody for this?
But, so he paid his bill, left about 6:30 p.m., just as the storm was starting to tear through Duncan and the neighboring cities.
Oh my gosh.
It would be the last time that human eyes would ever fall on him.
Human eyes. I like that.
Yeah. I don't know which article this is from, so I can't give too much. It's either from Vice,
Extraterrestrial
Tony
Eyes,
Hawk, or Mr.
Tony Hawk.
I know it's not Tony Hawk, but again, I'm not sure.
Tony Hawk, though, what a beautiful man.
I'm not scrolling all the way back up to the top of the page
you're good.
Trying to find my place.
You're good.
And I said this was my short story. But this is going on forever. The people are like, get on with it.
But we are at the disappearance.
Yes. So the same night, hurricane force winds were reported in Port Alberni. Why are they hurricane force winds? It's a snowstorm, right?
Well, maybe they're still strong.
But, okay, I don't know.
Who knows?
We're not meteorologists. What is wrong with me? Moving on. Power lines were down to all throughout Duncan and the surrounding area. And so the entire region was just dark and just swathed in impenetrable darkness.
This is intense.
By dawn the next day, the citizens of Duncan were picking up the debris left behind by the storm, and they were also picking up a rumor that was swiftly spreading town. Granger had vanished off the face of the earth.
Or he walked out into the wilderness.
But understandably, like, here's Jim. He's like, well, I'm the stepdad. Wife's in Hawaii. Everybody's spreading all these rumors.
How old is Granger at this point? 20s?
I don't remember.
Okay, it's fine.
Let's see. He was born, what did I say, in 48?
40-something, yeah.
So, 30s, mid-30s-ish.
Okay, so grown.
Yeah. So
same age as
stepdad
me.
was like, we had a really bad storm last night.
I don't know where he's at.
My stepson didn't come home.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned. So,
called the Royal
here we go.
Mounted...
He contacted the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
High five. I knew that.
Well, we said Puma, not police.
I said, ugh.
Yeah, that's right.
I had no...
She knew there was a P.
I couldn't think of police. I just spit.
So he did at least contact them. He's like, listen, these people are saying he left the earth, but I need you to take this seriously. And like, he might be stranded out there somewhere.
Please search.
Please help.
Begin searching.
So the RCMP responded immediately. But they have, I guess...
RCMP. Okay.
Corporal Mike Dimchuk. Is that like lieutenant or something?
Who knows?
With our police? I don't know.
I feel like we have corporals.
He said they had exhaustive checks of hospitals, passports, employment, and vehicle records, but not a single clue as to his whereabouts could be discovered.
Interesting.
He said his name had been put on the National Police computer system, The motor vehicle branch in Victoria has been alerted in case his driver's license, which expired in October, would be renewed.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, fast forward, I guess. After he'd been gone for more than 4 years.
Oh, gosh.
This what was he again?
Corporal
Dimchuk.
What a name.
Interesting name. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, too. Admitted that what had perplexed him the most regarding this mystifying case was the fact that Granger's 1972 Datsun pickup truck that he had ostensibly used to travel to his engagement, and they didn't know, they know, was still missing.
Oh.
And so, and I don't know if they talk about it in here or not, but I remember... Oh, nope, they do.
That's interesting. Okay.
So one would expect that the car at least would have been found. Because you don't get rid of... You don't just, have a truck disappear.
No,
you
right.
know, that's... So knowing that if they could find the truck, that might very well hold the key to his disappearance.
Yeah, where he's at.
They would occasionally take out newspaper ads offering $100 rewards for anyone who can find the vehicle. Like his family would do that.
Yeah,
Not the
Not the
RC,
police.
OPP or whatever they are. Yeah, you know me. My go-to karaoke. They never received any responses, but the truck's registration expired in 1981. So that pretty much, they were like, well, then it's clearly not on the road.
Yeah,
because,
he's not using it.
if we saw
No one's
something
using
with
it.
the tags that expired, we would be pulling it over.
Oh, my gosh. So did they think that was taken too? Oh gosh.
Remnants of his truck,
What?
described inaccurately as being pink, were found in an unnamed mountain sometime in 1986.
What? What do you mean remnants?
Well, so 6 years later, there was a truck found on a mountain near Duncan that was apparently blown to bits in what must have been a massive explosion, but there was no body found anywhere in, around, near the truck.
Crap. Your face.
I don't know if I typed this or it just says
Your face.
the Wikipedia entry on Mount Sicker, a relatively small mountain. How is there a Wikipedia entry on a mountain?
There's Wikipedia for everything, girl.
Oh, I was thinking like a doorway. The Wikipedia entry. You could just walk. No! You can visit Wikipedia now? Is it like an IKEA?
Oh my God.
God, this needs to end.
If we could enter Wikipedia, it would be...
Oh, okay.
Are you with me?
It's all coming to me.
The entry that someone
so if you
created.
Look up Mount Sicker.
Yeah, you got
on
it.
Wikipedia.
You got it.
There's a short mention. Of
We
the
already
Granger
with you. We
Taylor
were already
case.
there. You were over here with like a doorway.
That would be awesome. If I could walk into Wikipedia, shut your face.
No, I
You'd
would
be right
do
there with me. You'd be asking me to get a friend pass, so shut your face.
You're just so far down the paranormal lane that you're imagining doorways
I really
opening
am.
in. I love it. I would be there.
So I guess maybe this is the Wikipedia thing. I don't know. I don't know where I got any of this stuff. I may have just made it up. At this point, I have no clue. So,
Where is Granger?
Mount Sicker may contain the answer to a local UFO mystery.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, this is totally a Wikipedia entry.
Yeah, for sure.
In late November 1980, Granger Taylor, an unconventional genius and UFO fanatic. Hello.
I want to be an
have that,
unconventional.
on my tombstone?
Amy, an unconventional genius.
And UFO fanatic.
Yeah. Well, there's so many things you're a fanatic about.
So he left his family a note. And in the note, it said he was going to travel on an alien spaceship for a 42-month interstellar voyage.
That's a really strange amount of time.
And he and his pickup truck were never seen again.
It's like it's almost like they took up his pickup and they were like, never mind, we don't want that.
No. And so many years later, local newspapers reported that a logger on Mount Sicker spotted a crater in the ground and metal debris embedded in a tree. It's believed that Granger was carrying explosives in his truck at the time of disappearance. So they did say,
Why?
and again, it may get to
Is there
this
a
later.
reason?
He always had explosives with him, or not necessarily with him, but like on the property and stuff, just because of the nature
Of where they live?
of that and of the things he did. Sometimes, like, he would have these really large pieces of machinery and stuff, and he'd only need them for parts, so he didn't need the rest of them. And
He'd explode them?
I guess he would just blow them
Oh,
up.
I'm imagining you're like on a road and then there's like a landslide and you need to bust through. I don't know what goes on in Canada. It seems really wildernessy.
Canada, nothing. I remember a couple years ago, my neighbors had a bachelor party and got explosives and were blowing up old cars. Like, stuff was falling off the walls at my house. I'm like, this is a residential area. Welcome to Missouri, everyone.
That's just redneck. I'm thinking
It is.
explosives for like real purposes, you know?
Yeah.
Not for entertainment value. Oh my gosh.
No, he wasn't using it for entertainment value.
Yeah.
So it seems unclear, at least without any confirmation from the RCMP, if the vehicle debris that was found on Mount Sicker, or if it was even actually from a vehicle.
Yeah, or if it's even his. Yeah.
Had anything to do with his disappearance. But even assuming if it does, the lack of any type of body at the scene just makes the case
More mysterious.
not really hold a whole lot of water as far as saying that, okay, he blew himself up on the
Well,
mountain.
right. And it's like, how would he... Was it near a road? Because it sounds to me like it felt like with there being a crater, like it fell from the sky is what I keep imagining.
That would make sense too. God, I just want to make sure I'm not repeating myself because I just don't know. So they're talking about, it's worth noting briefly that the region that he hailed from was no stranger to UFO mysteries.
Okay.
One of the most intriguing and best documented flaps in UFO history occur. I don't know what that means.
Is that like a flap in the time-space continuum?
That'd be amazing. Occurred in that very area where Granger lived just 10 years before. So the events began at 11:59 p.m. on New Year's Eve, just miles from Taylor's home
11:59.
at the Cowichan District Hospital.
Cowichan.
A nurse by the name of Doreen Kendall was tending to her patients when she and 3 other nurses saw a Saturn-shaped UFO.
What? That's just a
Wouldn't that just be
circle.
round?
That's just a circle.
Oh, God, this takes me back to Betty and Barney. With 2 humanoid occupants hovering outside the window. Wait,
What?
outside the window?
Is there a ledge?
Hovering outside the window. It's like on the movie Teen Wolf when they're van surfing.
How is he outside?
I did not read any of this beforehand. This is amazing.
That's the creepiest part.
I did a great job.
That's the creepiest part of UFOs. They're just watching you from their windows.
So
Or on the ledge.
Somebody wrote an article titled Night Shift Nurses and the Flying Saucer Man. Great title.
I love people shaped like... Well, maybe it had rings around it. And they're
Yeah.
standing on a ring.
So anyway, somebody who wrote this was like, well, that probably helped plant the seed, with Taylor. And then that seed just like germinated over time or whatever.
But still, where did he go? There's still that mystery,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's even a remote possibility that the same faceless saucer pilot, whoa, they were faceless. You could have thrown that in.
That's alarming.
That were seen by
Under
them
the sea.
in 1969 may have taken a liking to the region and become intrigued by Granger, who was so eager to learn about their technology.
I also just
makes
think,
sense.
but if you're a superior being that can travel intergalactically, what do you got to gain from us?
Well, I mean, Granger was
True.
a mechanical genius.
That's true.
So,
But otherwise...
they're probably like,
What about
we have
Ben-
looked high and low.
What about Betty and Barney?
This woman can't even put her vacuum together.
What do they have to gain from Betty and Barney? You know what I mean?
Well, they were doing more experiments on them.
That's true. That's
like Granger was like, hey, be ready. Get in, loser.
We're going intergalactic.
Yes, we are. So, obviously, there's no way to confirm or deny
Whatever happened.
what happened to him.
What a sad mystery for his family.
Yeah. Do. I really need to know. Sorry. I probably should have went through and like deleted some of this stuff. So even if he honestly felt like he was going to go, or felt that his only way out was to fake his own death, then why would he leave all of his money behind and concoct such a... Because that was a lot of people were like, oh, he took his truck and blew it up and is faking his own death.
Why?
It's like, well, if he were going to fake his own death, he wouldn't have been like, well, I'm going to go on this UFO and I'm going to leave behind all of my money and my earthly possessions.
Right.
And
why? Like, it's not like he was a criminal who's escaping.
Yeah, and he's not going to come up with a story like, I had a telepathic communication with aliens. I'm going on a 42-month voyage with them.
He didn't fake his own death.
No.
He may have, like, wandered off and did something dangerous and,
Yeah.
if we're taking the non-paranormal route.
Right.
But he didn't fake his own death. He may have died.
Yeah. And some people say, possibly if you want to try to come up with some sort of a rational explanation.
Which we don't.
No. Maybe he did destroy his own truck, but then slipped into the forest.
And died of the elements.
Expecting the alien tour guides to arrive. Yeah. Only to succumb to those brutal elements. So that is possible,
and that's incredibly sad.
Yeah, because it says that there are a lot of remote areas on Vancouver Island. So it's really possible that he could have died from exposure and his remains just never be found.
Yeah. Or were eaten by animals. That's gruesome, but true.
But then it says, of course, the other possibility is he was simply picked up by a UFO.
Simply. That's clearly the easiest explanation. And that's the one that we choose to believe. Yes. Granger, I hope you're out there living your best life. Please don't communicate with me telepathically. Thanks.
Yeah. No,
or anyone else. Please don't. I will... if I come on this podcast and tell you that someone's been talking to me telepathically, I don't know what I want you to do with me, but please do something.
I love how I said this was short, and I still have
Amy, this is insane.
But I'm going to stop there. I think that was pretty much, I just gave a pretty detailed description of the disappearance of Granger Taylor.
I love it.
So
it's
what
fascinating.
Do you guys think?
Are you asking for our
Did he blow himself up, or did a UFO come get him?
A UFO, obviously. Thanks, Amy. That was so good. And I'd never heard of that. That's so interesting to think about where he went. And I hope he's okay. Okay.
All right.
You ready? You ready?
I'm ready. I don't know. Am I?
I'm going to do the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, Nessie.
Which is one of my favorite cryptids of all time. When I told Chris I was doing this, he literally did the crying, laughing emoji at me. He's like, really? I'm like, yes, I freaking love Nessie.
Yeah, I really don't know that. Even though it's such a common cryptid, or commonly well known.
Cryptid, yeah.
I don't really know much about it.
Well,
if I'm being honest.
Here's all my stuff because I literally copy and pasted a Wikipedia page too. So get ready, everyone. Cool. So the Loch Ness Monster, or Nessie as she is affectionately known, because it's a she, I guess that's what she is in my mind, is a creature in Scottish folklore that is said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands. She's often described, as you know, as a large, long-necked, and with one or more humps. My humps. My hump, my hump, my hump. My lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
No, we had this conversation already. Do not.
I definitely did a weird hand gesture towards Amy's chest. Sorry, Amy. So awkward. Why am I like this? Okay. So let's see. Let's talk about Nessie's origins.
Let's do.
We really don't know. So all of this is generally made up. The first modern discussion of a sighting of Nessie, of a strange creature, she wasn't called Nessie then, may have been in the 1870s when D. Mackenzie claimed to have seen something wriggling and churning up the water. Can you, just living in the 1870s, everything was a mystery. Yeah. I would imagine.
And their adjectives were
wriggling. Wriggling, not wiggling. Wriggling. Yeah,
wriggling.
Yeah, it's
that's
so weird.
What I'm saying. That's
Who
a weird
says
adjective,
right? Wriggling. It's uncomfortable to say. Give it a shot. We'll give you time.
Wriggling.
This account was not published until 1934, however. Research indicates that several newspapers did publish items. Okay, that doesn't matter. Who cares? Let's see. So the best known article that first attracted a great deal of attention about a creature was published in May of 1933 about a large beast or whale-like fish. I never think of a whale when I think of Nessie. But
No.
anyway, some people did.
And I wouldn't get a whale confused with a beast.
No.
When I hear the word beast, I think like
The Beast.
fur.
Fur, yes. From Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Yeah, a werewolf, basically. Nothing that's in the water. No. So this guy, Alex Campbell, a water bailiff for Loch Ness, whatever that means.
Wait a minute. I have a lot of questions now.
Okay.
A bailiff is like the person, man or woman, that stands in court like in the cop outfit.
Cop outfit? Cop costume.
AKA uniform. Sorry, couldn't. Listen, words are not my strength.
I know. It's just funny because I thought
they are.
Yeah, so he like patrols the water, maybe? Is he like water
why would it be
patrol?
water patrol? I've never heard
Scotland,
anyone
man.
referred to as a bailiff other
It's
than.
probably fancier.
Well,
He's like, I am the what's a bailiff?
America uses everything wrong. Everyone else around the world are like, that's not what a bailiff is.
Well, I could click on this. It's a blue hyperlink, but I'm too scared.
And the only one I know is Bird from Judge Judy. I don't know him. But
his name's Bird?
Isn't it Bird? Or
I don't know. Bird? Bert?
Bird.
Someone I know.
I don't know.
Hey, Amber. Her mother-in-law's house in Florida is next to Judge Judy's.
Oh, amazing.
So when she goes on vacation, she'll like sometimes see Judge Judy around the, I don't know, neighborhood or whatever, or like on the beach. I'm like, what's Judge Judy wear on the beach? You know?
I imagine
she's
it's
still
fabulous.
wearing, or still her
robe.
Because she is a judge 100% of the time.
She stays in character.
She does. She's just out there judging people.
She is. She has like a little ponytail now.
Does she?
Any like recent episodes?
Oh my God, Judge Judy, you're not like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Okay,
to me,
down.
you are Judge Judy.
Okay,
I love you.
Well, she's a bad bee. I wouldn't want to mess with her. She's frightening. Actually,
I respect that.
Yeah, she's.
Shout out Judge Judy.
Shout out Judge Judy if you're listening.
I'm sure you are.
Totally a listener.
On the beach in your robe, you're like, it's so hot.
But this is who I am.
Yeah.
Why am I looking at the microphone when I talk to it? So embarrassing. Okay, so anyway, Alex, the water bailiff for Loch Ness and also a part-time journalist, he has 2 jobs, discussed a sighting by Aldi McKay of an enormous creature with the body of a whale rolling in the water of the loch.
Listen, I was just trying
That's
to
Amy going for a swim.
That was me at the aquatic center, okay?
With her big bottoms of her swim.
My giant swimsuit bottoms.
Kyle calls that my diaper when I wear a high-waisted bikini bottom, which is rude.
Listen, you never know when you're going to need to turn a piece of your clothing into some sort of a shelter for
or
you and your
flotation
family.
device.
Or a flotation device.
A shelter.
Or
you just put like a toilet plunger in
a
the
ship. You don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
Back off of me and my giant.
I like them.
Thank
you flashed them to me.
You're welcome.
Where was I?
I don't know.
While her and her husband were driving on the A82 on April 15th, I don't understand other countries that put the number before the month. 15 April 1933.
I know, but I think they all do except for us.
Of course they do. What is
It's
it?
kind of like the metric system, you know? Like we're
out here in inches and feet.
Just in a world
Oh, we
of our
don't
own.
know how to do those centimeters.
Oh my God, did I tell you? I got my oil changed last week, so I did like.
How many liters did you get put in your car?
I have no idea. I don't even
We
know how
go
many
buy
quarts.
pints. Oh, quarts or something.
But I hit the menu thing on my car, you know, just to reset my trip so I could monitor how many miles for my oil change. Well,
You do that? There's a sticker.
well, no, we changed it ourselves.
Oh.
We cheap at my house. We ain't paying for stuff we can do ourselves.
Who changes your oil? Your kids?
Jamie.
What a guy.
I mean, he fits under there so well, so it works great.
He doesn't have to bend down.
No, he doesn't even need one of those rolly carts. No, that's mean. He does. Please keep changing my oil. Don't make me go to the...
You're like, that's
Don't
mean.
make me
He
go
does need a
anywhere
rolling
near
cart.
it.
He does have to bend down. He's not 1.5 feet tall.
What was I talking about?
I don't know. My face hurts.
Oh, and I guess I hit something on the menu, and I changed my speedometer to kilometers, and so I'm going through the little town race, and I'm like, man, what? I feel like I'm going so slow, but this says I'm going like 62 miles an hour. I'm like, Keaton was with me. I'm like, Keaton, is something happening with like?
Are we in a time?
Yeah, I'm like,
space.
I'm like, does it feel like we're going? And then I'm like, oh my god, you idiot! You changed it to kilometers. So there's a big difference between kilometers and miles per hour.
Are we literally the only country in the world that goes by what's our system called?
Customary.
What?
Yeah, there's metric and customary.
Customary?
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
It's only customary if you're in the United States of America. Called
customary?
Yes, I'm not making that
That
up.
is so embarrassing.
I don't know. Would help my kids with like their math when they were in
Are we
elementary
legit
school,
the only country? Do you know?
Customary.
Please tell us.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed for the United States. We're like so special. We have to have our own system.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's like, it's the same reason I can't switch banks. You know, you just become so used to it. Can you imagine if we ever tried to convert
it's too late.
To the metric system? Like, it would
It's too late.
It would be mass chaos. No one would know how fast
it would.
they
No
were
one will
going.
even get a vaccine in this country.
All the houses would be either too tall or too short. It would just... chaos would ensue.
No one knows how much anyone weighs or what your height is. We're too far gone.
We really are.
We're too far gone. I mean, you all already know that if you live in other countries. Moving on. I do love the United States. I will say we are critical lovers of our country.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm patriotic.
I am too.
And I do appreciate all the sacrifices that have been made for me.
Yes, we're doing weird things with our bodies to show how.
And I understand, even though we got a long ways to go in the world in general, I do understand that as a woman, how incredibly fortunate I am to live in the United States.
Yes, where I can be free to not wash my hair for a week and show my hair. And
now let's just work on that pay gap, US of A.
Pay gap?
Like...
Oh, pay gap.
Yeah, the gender pay gap.
I thought you said pig gap.
And that. There's, you can get those pigs closer together. Come on.
They're lonely and would like to
actually, they're
snuggle.
Not. They're just crammed.
Oh, God. Let's not go into animal cruelty.
Let's just move on, PETA.
Because I really should be a vegetarian, but I can't. Chicken strips. So good.
They really are.
Like chicken tenders. I can't get enough.
No. Canes.
Oh. Dairy
sauce.
Queens.
Oh, and their gravy.
And their buttered toast. Why is there toast? Nobody knows.
Who cares?
It's so good.
Although I'm sticking to my meal plan and I'm not partaking in any of those things. Get to it, please. Oh, God. We still have to record another episode.
I know, it's so funny. Okay, so... back to Nessie. The creature was rolling and plunging for fully a minute, its body resembling that of a whale, and the water cascading and churning like a simmering cauldron. This is very intense. Soon, however, it disappeared in a boiling mass of foam. What's happening in Lake
Nessie has flatulence.
She's being boiled alive.
All the farting.
So according to a 2013 article, that guy, Mackie, or McKay, said that she yelled, or it's a girl, it doesn't matter, yelled, "Stop the beast!"
To whom? Who are they yelling this at?
I don't know, it's so funny and dramatic. We need to bring back saying stuff like that.
Keaton needs to start yelling that when she's watching your kids.
Stop the beast! Are they the beast? Probably. Yeah. Earlier today, poor Keaton, God bless. I went upstairs and my kids are wonderful, and then sometimes they are monsters, but sometimes they're monster kids. And she was like, "Come on, guys, I'm serious." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus, that poor kid." Like, she's probably like, "I quit. I'm writing up my letter of resignation. I'm not giving you 2 weeks notice. I'm done."
Oh, you don't have to worry about that anytime soon. I saw all the crap she was looking at for her new little car on Etsy. She needs money. She needs the money.
Okay. Oh my God, where are we? So Lake Ness, it has Nessie. Okay, so the earliest report of a monster in the vicinity of Loch Ness appears to be in this thing called Life of St. Columba that was written in the 6th century AD. I can't even put, like, what number is that? I can't even put that into. Do you know?
Do not ask me to construct a timeline right now. I am not in the headspace.
6th century. Is that like the 500s?
I don't know. I'm so embarrassed.
I don't know either.
But I bet if we used the metric system, we would understand.
We're over here like, I just literally said, is that the 500? And someone listen. Oh, it is. It's 565.
Hey, good job.
Damn. I wish I was your love.
Everyone else is like, shut up, you idiot. We all do it.
Well, you guys are smarter than us. Yeah. You should get a podcast, too. We're dumb. Anyway, God, what am I saying? It's so embarrassing. Okay. So according to the person who wrote this book, Life of St. Columba, okay, this Irish monk named St. Columba was staying in the land of the Picts. I don't know. Maybe that's a type of people. Maybe it's just the
bunch of ice picks.
Nobody knows. With his companions, when he encountered local residents that were burying a man by the River Ness. So they were like, hey, what's up with that? What happened to him? And they explained that the man was swimming in the river when he was attacked by a beast that mauled him and dragged him underwater.
Oh.
That's really alarming. They tried to rescue him in a boat, but he was killed. So it's really, really, really terrible.
But they were able to retrieve his body.
Yes, apparently. Or parts of it. So Columba, that monk, Irish monk, sent a follower. It's not nice. He just had followers, like Jesus. People following him about.
Are we sure this wasn't Columbus?
It sounds like some crap Columbus would pull. That's exactly right. But Columbus sent a follower, Luigi.
Like from the Mario Brothers?
Yes, it's exactly him. To swim across the river.
There were people named Luigi in 500 AD. Come on.
Well, it's not Luigi. It's Luigene. Luigi.
Lucian. That's a Lucian. For sure.
What? I can't say that.
I just have extra spit.
So he asked his follower to swim across the river. The beast approached his follower, but Columba made the sign of the cross and said, "Go no further. Do not touch the man. Go back at once." And the creature stopped as if it had been pulled back by ropes and fled, and Columba's men and the Picts, so they are a type of people, gave thanks for what they perceived as a miracle. Well, I'm glad that poor guy didn't know. Jeez.
Luigi's like,
thanks. Thanks, Columba.
You jerk. Mario Kart and you're...
Columba, chill. Anyway, moving on. We're now in the 1800s. Fast forward a lot.
Okay, something we sort of have heard of before.
Yeah. So D. Mackenzie was this guy. He reportedly saw an object resembling a log or an upturned boat. Oh, wriggling. I already said that. Moving on. Alexander MacDonald, 1888, cited a large, stubby-legged animal.
Again,
it's just Amy.
To the aquatic center, people. Back off.
Surfacing from the loch and propelling itself within 50 feet. Okay. George Spicer, 1933, he also cited him and his wife saw a most extraordinary form of animal cross the road in front of their car.
Oh my God.
Would be so frightening. I'm surprised it hasn't happened to us yet, though. Tonight.
That would cause me to veer off the road. The insurance agent would be like, "What? What is your story?
You saw who? Nessie, I swear, I know I live in Missouri. It was her. What? She crawled out of the Mississippi.
She's just exploring the United States."
Oh my God. So George Spicer and his wife saw what they described as a creature having a large body about 4 feet high and 25 feet long with a long, wavy, narrow neck, slightly thicker than an elephant's trunk. Okay, I can't even tell you how thick.
This is a really disproportionate body.
And honestly, is that how big an elephant's trunk is? I don't know.
I think an elephant's trunk is.
Okay, then how can you tell that? You're in a car, but whatever. Yeah. I'm not judging him. I am a little bit. The neck was as long as 10 to 12 feet and they saw no limbs. So how was she getting across the road?
Scooting?
Doing that butt scoot that dogs do.
Okay.
Is that gross?
I hate when my dog does that. I'm like,
Does that mean their butthole itches?
No, that means they need their anal glands expelled.
Oh, God, I spit. Sorry. Okay. Moving on.
Hey, it happens.
It does.
I don't do it myself. I take her to the vet, FYI.
Thought you were going to say, I don't have anal glands
Everyone's
myself.
like, we're just going to start showing up to her house to have our pet's anal glands expelled.
You just have a rotating door.
Gross.
I mean, as long as you charged a lot. Moving on.
Yes, please.
So they again, no limbs. It just lurched across the road toward the loch, leaving a trail of broken undergrowth in its wake. It's very rude. So it's been claimed that sightings of the monster increased after a road was built along the loch in early 1933, which makes sense because then more people are driving past it and like getting their eyes on it.
For sure.
Okay. Hugh Grant, just kidding, Hugh Gray, it's a terrible joke, took a photograph in 1933. It's the first photograph alleged to depict the monster. It's not on Wikipedia, but Wikipedia is my source. It was slightly blurred, and it has been noted that if one looks closely, the head of a dog can be seen.
What?
Gray had taken his Labrador for a walk that day, and it's suspected that the photograph depicts his dog fetching a stick from the loch. Hugh Gray, you're the reason why people don't believe about Nessie, okay? Nessie has some, like, complex
Head.
and
Head.
and limbs, I think.
That's not a dog head.
Yes, rude.
It was your dog.
Others suggest that the photograph depicts an otter or a swan. Those are very different animals, so okay.
I don't understand. Are they talking about just its like facial features?
I don't know. That's a great. Well, it's in the water, so probably just the head, because.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, it probably was his dog catching, like getting a stick, because it's very blurred. The original negative was lost.
Gray or whatever his name was.
Hugh Gray, yeah, what a jerk. Well, the next person's last name is Grant, so I was getting really confused. However, in 1963, Maurice, that's a callback, Burton came into possession of 2 lantern slides, contact positive. Never mind. Don't know what any of that means.
Sorry, Maurice. You just lost your 5 seconds.
Maurice, just parts confusing. Moving on to Arthur Grant. Possession of 2 lantern slides. I mean, is that how they looked at photographs in 1963? Like over a lantern?
No.
It would burn it.
Not 1963.
I don't know.
As we're reading by candlelight, and there's
sunshine. Contact positives. So this person, Maurice, says that when projected onto a screen, the contact positives from the original negative depict a otter rolling at the surface. So Maurice thinks that picture was an otter.
Oh.
Anyway, whatever. So Arthur Grant, made this sketch. Oh, sorry. She's cute. Yeah. It's Nessie. She's cute.
Limbs, but
she's got limbs. They're pudgy.
Little.
It looks like Rowan.
It does.
It's Rowan with a long neck and long tail.
Oh, my dog.
Rowan, she's
cute.
You
got to see her in all her finest.
I did.
The other day, lounging on our breakfast bar.
She's so funny. Stupid. Okay, so we're going back in time. Oh, no, never mind. We're not. We're in 1934. A motorcyclist, Arthur Grant, claimed to have nearly hit the creature. Oh, can you imagine on your motorcycle? That'd be alarming.
Like, the bugs are bad enough. But
right.
I'm hitting
At 1 a.m. on a moonlit night,
oh,
I would poop my pants. 100%. Poop my pants, drive away. According to Grant,
I would do a wheelie and taunt it.
No, you wouldn't. While pooping her pants.
I think I know how to ride a motorcycle, let alone do a wheelie.
I'm
just trying to be cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Destroying
You're
that
just pooping
persona.
your pants while doing a wheelie. Just farts. I don't know. I'm just making fart jokes now. I don't know. According to Grant, it had a tiny, small head. teeny, tiny. Attached to a long neck. The creature saw him. Oh, is that you?
Grant?
And crossed the road back to the loch. Bye. Grant, a veterinarian student, described it as a cross between a seal and a plesiosaur.
What?
A dinosaur,
That has nothing to do with you being a vet tech or
You've
whatever.
never vet tech.
What was he again?
Just a veterinary student.
Oh, but
You've never seen a dinosaur,
No, Grant acting
calm
like
down.
That would be a paleontologist.
He says
Get in your own lane, Grant.
He says he dismounted and followed it to the loch.
Or you got off your motorcycle.
Right.
Let's be honest. It was a Vespa. Grant, quit trying to be
So
cool.
cute. So Grant produced that sketch that I showed Amy. I'll put it up on our Instagram. And that was examined by zoologist Maurice Burton. He's back!
Hey!
So that's where he comes in here. He really is into Nessie.
Okay.
And states that it's consistent with the appearance and behavior of an otter. No, Maurice! That is not an otter! Otters have like a normal neck. Oh my God. Okay, now...
And this is way bigger than an otter.
Yes, way bigger, with a long tail. And anyway... I can't even with this crap.
Sometimes the most rational explanation for something is an irrational explanation. Like, why can't we
I love your
understand that?
logic. Sometimes the most rational explanation of something is a cryptid, okay? Okay, we're at 1934, the surgeon's photograph, the one everyone's seen,
Yes.
So the surgeon's photograph is reportedly the first photo of the creature's head and neck, supposedly taken by Robert Kenneth Wilson, a London gynecologist. Does that make you a surgeon? Okay, I don't know. Was published in the Daily Mail on 21 April 1934.
He probably did lots of hysterectomies.
True.
This is no laughing matter. Why are you laughing about a hysterectomy?
I don't know.
I don't
It was your intense statement.
Well, I was just thinking, I'm like, what do they do surgically? Yes,
I know, but why
happens.
wouldn't they? I guess they didn't want to call it the gynecologist's photograph. Doesn't have the
Doesn't
ring.
have quite that ring. No.
So it was published in the Daily Mail, and Wilson, the gynecologist, refused to have his name associated with it because he's like, I don't want people to think I'm crazy. So that's why it's called the surgeon's photograph. Again, why not the gynecologist's photograph? Gynecology is not a hilarious line of work. It's necessary.
Not at all. 100% saves lives.
Yeah, so again, the patriarchy. Moving on. So he says he was just looking at the loch. I guess people just stare at lakes. I don't know. When he saw the monster, grabbed his camera and snapped 4 photos. Only 2 exposures came out clearly. The first reportedly shows a small head and back, and the second shows a similar head in a diving position. The first photo became well known, and the second attracted little publicity because of its blurriness. So for 60 years, the photo was considered evidence of the monster's existence, although skeptics dismissed it as driftwood, an elephant.
Yes, because...
What?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot, but aren't elephants
Not in Scotland?
Africa?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, do elephants completely submerge their body to where just their snout trunk is out?
No, that would be a hippopotamus.
They don't have a trunk.
trunks.
Right. So what? That doesn't make sense. An otter or a bird. It's not a bird. It's not an otter either. It
Because
could be
those
an
are
otter.
the same size of an elephant.
Right. Yeah, we're all over the place here, skeptics. The photo's scale was controversial. It's often shown cropped, making the creature seem large and the ripples like waves, while the uncropped shot shows the other end of the loch and the monster in the center. The ripples in the photo are found to fit the size and pattern of small ripples. So anyway, the makers of Discovery made this documentary, Loch Ness Discovered. They analyzed the uncropped image and found a white object visible in every version of the photo that's believed to be the cause of the ripples. And they don't say what it is. Moving on. Since 1994, most agree that photo was an elaborate hoax. Which it's like, if you didn't even want your name associated with it, though, why would you make a hoax? The purpose of a hoax would be to get famous.
Right, to gain some notoriety.
Yeah, and maybe more clients at your gynecological practice.
Remember that time that guy, am I remembering this correctly? Sent his kid off in the hot air balloon? Do you remember
What?
that? Didn't that happen?
Oh, it's coming back to me. I have a faint recollection.
Yeah, it was like a big, oh God, help save my son. Blah,
And he
blah, blah.
wasn't there?
Well, no, he had like intentionally just like let
A hot air balloon go?
I think.
With no one in it?
I don't know why I brought that up. I recall
That's a great story.
But I'm just
do you
saying,
remember?
Someone,
yeah, there's a purpose behind. Yes, you do.
Like usually you have a hoax so that you can, because that's what that was his end game.
To be famous
and get on
money
TV and get
a. They didn't have GoFundMe in 1994,
exactly.
so it's like, or not that this was in the 1930s. So anyway, let's see, la la la. The creature was reportedly a toy submarine that he took a photo of, allegedly. Yep, there's that. That was made by Woolsworth.
All these people just assume all of these. They're, the Loch Ness. We got elephants.
Yep, we got weird birds.
Submarines.
Right. Well, no, they think it's a toy that they took in a bathtub or something. Not a real submarine.
Those like go in the ocean?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so like...
Oh, I'm like, what are you pointing at? Oh, that yellow submarine. Yeah. Exactly. The Beatles. Yeah. But I think
looks nothing like a creature.
No. They think it was like a one they like had in a bathtub, I think, or something like that kind of situation. Oh, yeah. The toy submarine was bought from Woolsworth, and its head and neck were made from wood putty. They tested it out in a local pond. And when they heard a water bailiff approaching, they've got to be like water patrol. Yeah. Moving on. Let's see. So in 1938, there was this South African tourist named G.E. Taylor that was filming something in the loch. When the film was obtained by Maurice again, that's dumb. It doesn't even say anything. Blah, blah, blah. Moving on. There's guys, on this Wikipedia page, there's just so many sightings. So here's one in 1960. This aeronautical engineer, Tim, filmed a hump that left a wake crossing Loch Ness in 1960. He said that when he mounted his camera, the object began to move, and he shot 40 feet of film. What? Feet of film.
Oh,
yes,
like real.
Yes, okay. 40 feet of that. That's hard to even imagine there. So again, when Discovery made that documentary, they did a digital enhancement in that, and they noticed a shadow in the negative that was not obvious, and so there appeared to be a load of rubbish. That's what it says. Okay, here we go. 1977 Loch Ness Muppet. Don't know where this is going. Okay, I literally haven't read this. On 21 May 1977, Anthony Doc Shields was camping next to Urquhart Castle. He took some of the clearest pictures of the monster until this day. Shields, a magician and psychic, claimed to have summoned the animal out of the water.
What an interesting combination of things.
It makes perfect sense to me, right? Summoned the animal out of the water. Here, Nessie. That's what I imagine that was like. He later described it as an elephant squid. What? Squid? Excuse me, what?
No. You can't even
Squids
formulate
can't
that
walk.
hybrid in your head.
No.
Either. Elephant squid, that's
No, squids are like, you know? They're like, they just don't have any like mass to them. They can't go on land. You joking?
That's where it had the elephant parts, though.
Claiming that the Loch Ness...
That's more terrifying than the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, an elephant
squid hybrid,
I'll just die. Yeah. I will die. Goodbye. Claiming that the long neck shown in the photograph is actually the squid's trunk. And that a white spot at the base of the neck is its eye? What?
This is like Frankenstein's monster. You're just taking all these bits and pieces and putting them together.
Doc Shields. Yeah. Let's see here. Again, in 2007, a 55-year-old laboratory technician, Gordon Holmes, videotaped what he said was this jet black thing about 14 meters, 46 feet for you Americans, us Americans, long, moving fairly fast in the water. Some people have described it as some of the best footage ever seen. But then some people think it's just an otter seal or water bird. Again, are there birds in Scotland that go under the water? I guess maybe this was above the water. Anyway.
Well, a lot of birds do kind of dive to get fish and stuff, so.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But they don't just stay submerged and poke their heads out periodically.
Yeah. Okay, so here's two that are really interesting. So in 2014, on April 19th, it was reported that a satellite image on Apple Maps showed what appeared to be a large creature thought by some to be the Loch Ness Monster just below the surface of Loch Ness. At the loch's far north, the image appeared about 30 meters, 98 feet long. Whoa! Possible explanations were the wake of a boat, seal-caused ripples, or floating wood. Again, I say no. I say Nessie. Another one in 2015 was a Google Street View. So Google commemorated the 81st anniversary of the surgeon's photo with a Google Doodle. Thanks, Google. Yeah. Love that. And added a new feature to Google Street View with which users could explore the loch above and below the water. Google reportedly spent a week at Loch Ness collecting imagery with a Street View Trekker camera, attaching it to a boat to photograph above the surface. And yeah, so they didn't see anything, but that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
So there have been multiple searches, right? Like there was one in 1934, these people, Edward Mountain Expedition, another one in the 60s and 70s, some sonar studies. I'm not going to go into all of them because like there's just been so many different studies about like what is what is Nessie. Some DNA survey. I don't even know what that is, but they took so some people in 2018 took some DNA or like just some stuff from the water and found DNA. Okay, I'm just going to read what it says instead of trying to make it up. Did a DNA survey of the lake in June 2018 looking for unusual species. The results were published in 2019. There was no DNA of large fish such as sharks, sturgeons, and catfish. There was no otter or seal DNA either. So there goes all that. But there was a lot of eel DNA found.
Ew.
I know, so gross. Freaking gross. So some people do think that it's, well, let's just get to some explanations here. Okay. There have been a number of explanations suggested to account for the sightings of the creature. So some are misidentification of known animals, such as bird wakes. Oh my God, my freaking iPad. So wakes have been reported when the loch is calm and there's no boats nearby. Like if a bird swoops down and like grabs a fish or something, it can cause a wake that's similar to a boat's. But like, how are you thinking that a wake in the water is a creature coming up out of the water?
Yeah.
Are you blind?
I've been on boats. I know what a wake looks like.
Right.
I've never confused it with anything other than
a wake.
Moving water.
Right. I just don't get it. So
I don't either. That's weird.
Eel. So a large eel was an early suggestion for what the monster was. Eels are found in Loch Ness, which is so gross. I always thought eels were only in the ocean, but okay, I guess I'm wrong. So, I mean, that makes some sense to me because they are serpenty.
Yeah.
And so is Nessie to a certain extent.
But how big can an eel get?
Yeah, I thought maybe.
Or do I even want to know, though?
I mean,
that
maybe
might be
you
a new
don't.
nightmare I have.
It says that for that DNA sample, no samples were found for catfish, Greenland sharks, or plesiosaurs.
Oh, well, good. I mean,
but
that would be an amazing discovery.
I mean, basically, though, that's what she is. When you see an image of Nessie, she's like a dinosaur.
For sure.
You know?
That is how I would describe her. Not a squid elephant.
No. Some people think that she's literally an elephant, so that's another possible misidentification. But again, it's like, what?
Have they never been to a zoo?
Hold on. In 2006, paleontologist and artist Neil Clark suggests that maybe some traveling circuses might have allowed their elephants to bathe in the loch, and the trunk could have been perceived as the head and neck of...
So now they're basing their explanations on Dumbo.
Right. And like, wouldn't you see the rest of the elephant?
Yes, there was just an elephant left behind. It's a little and he can fly with his ears, everybody. No, shut up.
Right. It's Nessie. God. Some people also think it could be a Greenland shark. I literally don't even know what that is, but they didn't find any of that DNA. Or a catfish. Again, they didn't find any catfish DNA. Or resident animals. I don't know what that means. Like otters or deer swimming in the loch. Okay. No. Yeah. Some people think that it could be a misidentification of an inanimate object, like a tree floating or something in the loch. Wakes, again, come on, give me a break. Optical effects. So the wind conditions can give a choppy, matte appearance to the water, with calm patches appearing dark from the shore, which could, like, if you take a picture of that or look at that, it could distort and make you think that there's like basically like a mirage. Anyway, whatever. Don't believe it. Seismic gas. What? No. So yeah. some possible like lame real life excuses.
Yeah.
Many hoaxes. So I think the sucky part about this is that like there've been so many hoaxes to where people are like, it's not real, you know, whatever.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Us.
Okay, that is all. I just love Nessie though. I don't know why, but I love water. I always have. And she's one of the, well, I love mermaids. Nessie's obviously not a mermaid, but it seems fun and I love to believe in it. I actually know someone who has a Nessie stuffy, like stuffed animal. I'm like, oh my God, I need a Nessie stuffed animal. Yeah. But yeah, I believe in Nessie.
She's just cute.
She's so cute. Sometimes she has big fangs though, and like big scary teeth, which is not cute. But
you know what though?
Mine were cute.
She's staying in her own domain. So
exactly.
Leave her alone.
Yeah, leave Nessie alone.
And quit making up elephant stories about her.
We talked so long. Look, the first number is literally 2,008. I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. I have no idea how long this
Me neither. It's alarming.
It'll be a surprise to us, just like the rest of you.
Thank you all so much for joining us. We love you so much. Keep listening. If this is your first time listening, give us another chance. We're really ridiculous. We're recording another episode right after this.
Yeah. That's
God only knows. And follow us on all of our socials. So we're on The Haunt on Instagram and Facebook. We're on Haunt Podcast on Twitter. On thehauntpodcast.com has like all of our links to everything and our merch. So hit that up. I'm on Twitter at Haunted Whitney if you want to follow me. Amy's going to be making maybe her own personal Twitter for on The Haunt, maybe.
Yeah. Keep you posted.
She'll keep you posted. She's really funny, so you would really love it. So anyway, there's that.
Also very mysterious. So,
she is.
You know.
I
wish.
That is all. Okay.
All right. We're getting off here. Chris is cooking us dinner and it smells amazing.
It does.
So bye.
Okay, bye.